Hi folks, my name is Amy and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Dublin Maker Festival, everything that you want to know before joining us on the 30th and 31st of August. So it's a free family festival where makers come from all over Ireland and even further beyond together to showcase their projects, their skills. If you're interested in knitting or crocheting or crafting, we have people showcasing those kind of projects. If you're interested in the more techie end of things, think coding, think electronics, think robots, we also have makers who are showcasing those kind of projects, and pretty much everything in between. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, Dublin Maker is happening this year in 2025 on the 30th and 31st of August. We're running from 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday, and it's taking place at Leopardstown Racecourse in South County Dublin. So the good news is that Dublin Maker is entirely free to attend, so you don't need a ticket to enter, but if you'd like you can grab one on Eventbrite or check out the link below. It's a great way to stay updated and to plan your visit. So what are you going to see at Dublin Maker? There are 5 main areas to Dublin Maker Festival. The first is our big build zone. So this is our outdoor area. This is where we're going to put things like cars, like stuff that's a bit too messy to have indoors, or stuff that won't fit inside. So there's going to be some pretty cool things here, along with some places to sit and rest. The second area is our Makers Pavilion. So this is where the majority of our makers are going to be. These are the folks who have come along with their individual unique projects that they can't wait to show you. Downstairs you will find a bunch of maker stand, and if you head upstairs, there's also lift access, we have our hands-on HQ. So these are people who are doing workshops or workshop-like activities for the entire duration of the festival. Stuff you can really get stuck in with. Over 400 makers coming to Leopardstown Racecourse over the course of the weekend. These are folks who are super excited to show you guys their projects. They are people who know an awful lot about their area, but are also willing to learn more. They're curious people who are lovely to talk to, and they can't wait to answer your questions about their projects. The third area of Dublin Maker is what we're calling Hackers Hall. So here you're going to find some makers, the ones that need a little bit more space, doing some really cool, really hands-on activities. You're also going to find food, places to sit down, and this is also the building where we're holding our workshops. The fourth part of Dublin Maker is our dedicated kids area. We're calling this our mini maker zone. So here there's going to be some hands-on activities designed for a younger audience, and Lego and other types of creative play. And the fifth and final area is Maker Studio. So this is the room where we're holding our workshops in. So for Dublin Maker, we have a program of 2 full days of workshops. So these are workshops that are scheduled to happen at certain times, and they're designed for specific audiences or for every audience. You can find details about our workshops on our website if you go to www.dublinmaker.ie. So how can you get to Dublin Maker? Well, there are 2 main ways. The first is by driving and the other is by taking public transport. So Leopardstown Racecourse is really easy to access by car. We have plenty of parking around the venue, including some wheelchair accessible spaces right by the door. So if you're coming via the motorway, it is just a 2-minute drive after exiting exit 13 on the M50 motorway. So Leopardstown Racecourse is really easy to access via the Lewis. You just take the Green Line to Central Park and then walk about 20 minutes. Plus at the Central Park building, there is a small walkway up to the right. You go through this area here and follow this path down to the very end. At the end of the path, you turn left and follow the road to the very end again. Cross the road here, turn right, and cross the road again. After crossing the road, follow the path up, and Leopardstown Racecourse will be on your right. For wheelchair access, cross the road, turn right through this gate, follow this path until you reach a roundabout. You're turning right at the roundabout. For wheelchair access, take the long way round. Continue up this path. The racecourse is right in front of you. turn left and cut across this car park for wheelchair access. The gate for Leopardstown that we're using is off to the left here. There will be a big Dublin Maker sign. If you are coming by bus, it's stop 3179 and then you cross the road, or alternatively stop 3188. Walk up this path until you reach a crossing and the racecourse will be just in front of you. You can find more information about travelling to Dublin Maker on the Dublin Maker website. So we really want to make sure that everybody feels welcome at Dublin Maker. And that means that we've put a lot of thought into how we make the venue accessible. So first and foremost, Leopardstown Racecourse and the spaces that we're using for Dublin Maker are wheelchair accessible. We also have access to wheelchair accessible toilets. Now I should note that we don't have access to a changing places, and the nearest one away is Dundrum Shopping Centre, which is about a 10-minute drive. We're aware that Dublin Maker is a fantastic event but can get quite noisy, and so if you need to, you can access earplugs by talking to the volunteers who can get you a pair, or by going to our info stand. We've also got plenty of seating areas around the venue if you need to sit down and relax for a couple of minutes. Walking around the venue, you will see a lot of volunteers in high-vis vests. These folks are people who know everything there is to know about Dublin Maker or who to chat to, so if you have any questions you can talk to these guys. We will also have traffic light stickers and earplugs available for any of our guests who may want or need them. If you have any questions about the accessibility of Dublin Maker, you can always send them to amy@dublinmaker.ie or ask me on the day when you see me moving around. I've been an exhibitor at Dublin Maker for 6 years and I enjoyed it immensely every single year. But I also know that some people maybe don't know how to get started at Dublin Maker. There's a lot happening, a lot going on. So here are my top tips. So my first thing is, don't be afraid to chat to the makers. They're really happy and excited to be there, and they're excited to be interacting with you folks, members of the public. We as makers have learned an awful lot by chatting to you guys, and we can't wait to share what we know with you, but also to learn from you too. So feel free to ask questions, and it's perfectly fine to start off with a, can you tell me about your project? So my second top tip is, if you see a bunch of people talking to a maker, feel free to join in the conversation. It's a good way to get an overview of a project and to work out what questions you might want to ask them. And everybody likes the interaction. My third top tip is to take your time. There's an awful lot to see at Dublin Maker, and it can be hard to take it all in at once. But you're perfectly fair to take a break, go for a walk around, have a sit, grab a coffee, and go back in a little bit later. My fourth top tip is, if you really want to have the best day out at Dublin Maker, get involved with everything that you can. A lot of our makers are bringing along really hands-on interactive things to do at the festival, and these are really where you get to learn the most and have the most fun. So if you see something that looks like you can get involved, give it a go. Keep in contact with us. We're going to be posting more information about the festival, about what's happening on each day on our social medias, and also on our website. This is also where you can sign up to our mailing list to find out about subsequent events that we're doing. And we want to keep in contact with you. So if you're posting about Dublin Maker online, be sure to tag us and use the hashtag Dublin Maker, and we can keep the conversation going even after the weekend has passed. So whether you're a maker or a creative or just looking for a great weekend out, come and join us at Dublin Maker 2025. It's free, it's fun, and it's full of inspiration. See you there.